probably think we're making fun of religion a lot. So
Hey!
That is the start of episode 55.
How hard would it be to eat a god?
Probably pretty hard.
Isn't it funny, those religions?
56, episode 56. Sorry, I said the wrong number. And Ruth's still trucking, we're just gonna use it.
Yeah.
Hey, announcement for episode 56. Next episode, we'll all have really good microphones. But again, do want to stick with this one particular announcement for this episode and the last one. Thank you all who support us on Patreon. Honestly, it's super helpful. And one of the ways that we're using it for what we're doing is to upgrade all of our audio equipment so that we can have better sound going on. So thank you. Thank you so much if you are somebody who contributed to help us do that.
Thank you so much.
Have they met Wiggy yet?
Yeah.
ASMR.
Yeah.
They didn't meet
Wiggy with Sally.
Right.
This is Loki now.
For this recap, if Cassandra, Joey, or Sally would like to recap everything that they saw happen before they had to leave the room.
I will.
Oh, okay.
So, I killed Oozlurin. Wait, what's her name?
She's supposed to say that again. That did not happen last episode.
Lauren.
Dargar. After I killed
Uzi Lauren.
Oozlane. Yeah, I got it.
Can you let this dog
No, I want her to love me. I killed Oozlane 2 episodes ago. And then...
Ancient history.
In case you forgot. Really important.
That's where we picked up the start of the last episode. And we were like, oh no, what do we do now? And then Rachel was like, and then Julie was like, maybe we should go check out that guy downstairs. And all of us were like, there's a guy downstairs? There are stairs to go down? And so we went downstairs, and it was the guy who did the prophecy, and Pilgrim failed at trying to open the desk with his thieves' tools, even though he's a rogue, and that should be the thing that he's best at. It's fine. And Misery did open it, and then somewhere along there, Pilgrim did do a good job and heard really, really well. And heard that rural That was the joke we made earlier.
Yes.
Did only Rachel and I hear the joke?
That's called a callback.
Rural Gerald Durgar.
Sorry, I don't think I was in here for that.
Also, while y'all were out of the room, I did clarify that Durgar's race is Durgar. So it is Durgar to Durgar.
The
He woke up, and Pilgrim heard it and told all of us through MindLink. And then I was like, hey, why don't we just talk to him? And everyone was like, wow, what a good idea. So we did. And then he was like, I'll talk to you, and started talking. And then he was like, how many people are there? Because I can't see, And we were like, 5. And he was like, cool, that's too many people. I'm going to stop talking now. And so then we did a little trickaroo, and 3 of us left. And then Pilgrim was like, it's just one of me now. But Julie was hiding in the stairs. And then we left. Did I miss
remember
something?
us leaving.
We left.
I mean, we definitely left. I get that. Yeah.
Remember when we left the
That
room?
was the whole point.
Remember when Dan was like, Cassandra, Sally, and Joey leave for real?
No, yeah, I get that.
Because we left and went back to the manor.
Where did we go?
To the manor.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well,
You
we
went all the
probably
way
just
home,
waited outside.
And I got inside and
We
you
really
ate
just-
the flowers.
We really just waited
We're
outside,
not
but
in the
we
room.
said we went all the way home.
Yeah. So, to rejoin the story, the 3 of you are waiting out front of the Temple of the Chain. The door is unlocked, even though it was not able to be opened when...
She was on her side. And
yeah, when the Yokwall, Farlane had, shut it with her hand magic. And so as y'all are waiting outside, Julie and Pilgrim step out of the front door.
Whoa!
What happened?
It could have gone worse,
Okay.
but
Could it have gone
frankly,
better?
it could have gone better. Most interactions could have gone better or worse. I consider this a win. That Dooley is not dead.
So what happened?
Hopelessly injured. We didn't get far. It does seem that Durgarth knew that Farlane was what she was. It was unclear from the way we spoke if there ever was a Farlane.
What?
Frankly, I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
what
just who
your
she
perception was, Thule, but it seems like at least as long as Farlane and Durgarth were interacting, she was what she was. He did not seem particularly upset. He seemed upset that we had just waltzed into his space and just kind of taken what we wanted and explored where we wanted. He didn't seem overly concerned that we had killed Farlane, but he did seem eager to have us out of his space.
Quick question, Rachel. Do you agree with everything that he just said in summary?
You're asking Rachel?
I'm asking you based on everything
Well,
that happened.
There was something I wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Like, he said,
I mean,
in the way, because you have revealed who Farlane was to me, I will let you leave. But he said it in a way like, because you have revealed as that who Farlane truly was, as long as I've known her, is what you said.
Yeah.
I will let you leave. I could have taken that two ways of like, he's saying like, because you're in on the secret that we all know, I'll let you leave, versus like, you've revealed something important to me about her that I didn't know.
Okay.
I don't know what he meant.
Cool.
Stephen and Pilgrim would have been united in missing that entirely. So we just say that confusion.
Yeah, I say that.
Yeah, great. We just say that in character. So, ambiguous, he's not thrilled, but he didn't try to kill us. Probably couldn't have killed us if he tried. But my hope is that we can have further conversations down the road.
He seemed much more powerful. My sense of him was he was like much more powerful. You know, all there's sparks flying off
I
his
believe
face
that
here.
it was to our great service that he was critically injured at the time. I feel like that time down there would have gone very differently were he not recuperated.
Yeah, because if I could have murdered him, I would have.
Indeed.
Oh, you're not really
Yeah.
big on like killing people either.
I'm not a fan of child sacrifice.
Well now, neither am I.
Unlike some
Let's
people.
not pit each other on the other ends of any sort of spectrum here.
Did he talk about sacrificing children?
He's a worshiper of Drenton. and that's what they
Drenton's
do.
into that kind of shit.
Pilgrim!
I'm sorry, that's my first. I get one.
Your whole life.
I commit. I get one. I regret doing all of this in character.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it sounds like we made our decision.
Indeed.
Well, and it also sounds like that we were worried that we didn't kill the right Farlane and we still had work to do, but it sounds like we did it.
That's who she was. She
If
was
that's
just a
who
demon.
Durgar knew her, as long as he knew her, and he seems pretty old, if you ask me, then it sounds like the person that shit, what's her name?
The mom.
No.
Oozling.
No.
Oozlane.
Carmina.
What was her name? Oh yeah, Oozlane.
No, she's thinking of Lilith.
Lilith! I was like, it's not Laura Leth and it's not Lorelei. Lilith. That has to be who she thought, whether it's who she thought she was or not, that's who she has to be talking about, so we did the job.
My personal take, they switched her out at some point, and Durgar didn't know. And I don't know if that means the real Farlane is dead or out there or what.
But isn't the one that we just killed, if they switched out at some point,
Maybe.
then that could be the person that sent the people to come and harm us.
How long has this all been going on? Yeah. Yeah, no, I think...
Certainly more than a day.
Yeah. I think you're right. But the question I'm having is, like, where is the real Farlane? Would it be helpful for us to find her? Would that win us the allegiance
And also kill
of the South Coves and the East Coves? Because technically we killed Farlane, right? But if we find the real one, maybe...
Yeah, we did
South
the job.
Coves. Yeah, we did. Do we
That's what I
have
was
proof?
But
That's fair. She didn't
So-
ask for proof, though.
so Farlane's mother is like the real bad person, right?
Well, she could have been fooled too. Maybe she thinks this was really her daughter. And
Did she
she's
give birth to a demon? Like, is that her thing?
I think sometime in the last couple years, they switched out the real Farlane with the yokel.
They?
The academy. Remember I said the academy?
Do we know for certain Farlane was ever a person?
Yeah,
I wasn't there when she was born, so.
That's true. That's just my take on this.
What if we
But it
went
could
back to talk to Lilith? And maybe she'll be like, oh, around this time, a bunch of things changed and Farlane came into charge, and then we can kind of, like, piece it together, you know?
Yeah, maybe she'll remember, like, oh, around this time, a demon was born.
Julie,
That's
what
not
are
what I
the
mean.
chances that this demonic force is the South Cove family?
Well,
Like they're
here's
all
the thing. Here's the bigger question, too, that might, like, why did the academy implant her? My
The
suspicion.
Academy would have done this.
The academy implanted this yokel, this local yokel, into the local yokel community, and
And
they
let's be
don't- they
clear,
don't
it
do
was a
these-
very vocal local joke.
Some might even
We're not
say
even saying
that
it
it was a loco vocal.
Oh, no, you messed up. You messed up.
yeah. But
Hey, let's not belabor the jokel.
Boo!
We made God mad, anyways.
Someone asked me the other day if anything humans have made are inherently good, and I said yes, and they said what? And I said puns.
Can you imagine a conversation so pointless that God intervened? It was like, hurry it up!
stop this.
That's hilarious.
Anyways!
Let's keep talking about that.
Okay.
Let's see if
Wait, but what if God was like...
What if God was one of us?
Just a stranger on a
What if God
road.
rolled dice to figure out what happened in our lives?
What if there was two sets of footprints in the sand all along?
Oh my god!
Okay.
And then there was one!
Okay, facts the first. We just heard a prophecy that was... Okay, fact the first.
Fact
Liz
the
Lane was
first.
a yokel implanted by the Academy. What's their reason for doing that?
To bring Drenton back, obviously.
Facts the second.
Fact
They
Fact
just...
checker.
Farlane, Liz Lane just read a prophecy that talked, I think, in my opinion, referenced merging the planes, or at least bringing the plane of Combus, or Apori, up to the level of Combus and flooding the world, which in my opinion is probably a bad thing, knowing Drenton worshippers, which most of them are. I mean, I kind of want my family back, but anyway. Fact the third, they had a... It's not important.
Family?
Fact the third, they had a spell...
Why are you describing it?
Fact the third, they had a spell down there that opens a portal to Apori. I think that the Academy is trying to use the Temple of the Chain / this yokel in some way to open a portal and bring the people of Apori out to the plane of Compass in kind of a hostile takeover.
What are you saying?
None of those words are
You
real.
do know that it's canvas, right?
Dan just
No,
realized that there was a horrible
I thought it was
cave that
compass.
killed all of us.
It's canvas!
Tully's stay with me, guys, stay with me. Apori to Canvas.
Fact the fourth.
No, that's what I said. Maybe
Back
I
in
said it wrong.
action.
Apori to Canvas.
Canvas.
Combus, right?
Canvas.
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 Canvas is our world.
And how do you say yoke?
Julie
yokel?
says Laura Love is
Yokel.
confused.
Yeah.
Your life has been a lie and our world is called
And it's
Canvas.
Yakel.
It's pronounced Earth.
Canvas?
I thought it was canvas.
Krampus?
This one's Canvas 616. There are
Canvas. Yakel.
It's like K-A-M-P-A-S.
Yaklol.
Oh.
Like
This is not
Yaklol.
important.
Oh my
LOL.
This
God.
is besides the point. Canvas.
Okay.
Either way, Apori is coming to it.
The world is
I
our
think.
canvas.
So, did the South Coves know all this? Are they stooges of the Academy?
Or are
I
they
don't
all
know.
demons?
Maybe, yeah.
Let's go talk to Lilith.
Should we talk to Zangier while we're here? Because we came to talk to him, right?
Who is
I'm
that?
I thought that was the point.
Gone.
Yeah.
All
It
right.
was the point. He's surely
Should we
gone
go back
now.
to his
Went back
house?
home,
It's like right
probably.
nearby.
Let's
right?
head right on back.
I mean, we can go back. I need a nap for sure.
I don't think he's
But-
gonna let us nap in his house. But
Yeah. I mean, I'm up to whatever y'all want to do.
Good thought.
I've been like dead the whole time. Not dead.
Does a stop in like a restaurant or cafe count as a short rest if you just like chilled?
For sure.
Great. Let's go do that.
Let's go get some ramen and figure this out.
We cut to our shawarma, our ginger shawarma.
yeah, basically. How about we take a quick pause somewhere, meet some more locals, see if we can get a grassroots
Local locals? That could be yokels?
enough.
It's
A
young.
grassroots
Network.
understanding of
Movement.
the network, of the families.
Yeah.
See what people are thinking while we take a breather from what just happened, which was frankly a lot.
Well, we're talking about families. Totally.
Save it for
We'll talk it over.
Save it for the short
She's
rest.
like, Misery, I'm glad you brought this up. I do think of you as my family.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Accepted.
Pilgrim
We're one
starts
step
wandering
closer to
towards
that
town
problem.
looking
Yep.
for things that look like coffee shops.
Make an investigation check.
I would love to do that.
I don't know if we've seen anything feta related here.
That wasn't great. It's an 11.
Great. Okay. Anyone else who's looking for a safe place to grab some food?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Investigation. Y'all can, group investigation.
The
check.
woods.
Oh, we have to investigate.
9.
I rolled a 3, but my investigation's very good. So
10 plus.
6.
we all wander into the local crematorium, into an oven. We are burned alive, and we're dead now.
11.
Okay.
Wander into a timeshare meeting.
Jeez.
It's a timeshare
Worse
for you.
than a death.
I mean, it's convincing.
Did you have something?
I got a 6.
Oh, we don't think
you
you
can
have.
help them, you know, or well.
I have a vivid memory of my father was falling for a timeshare. Like, was being on
I rolled an
vacation,
8,
being
so
like,
I just access a core memory.
What was Lorelith's again?
11.
I thought you get the highest.
Below average.
So Lorelith, who's particularly trying to avoid some of the darker areas of the
Steven
city.
also got
yeah.
And what?
I got an 11
also
too.
got 11.
That's okay, great. I'm getting there. I'm describing the trauma that she had in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Why isn't it about me, Dan?
And you're trying to keep an eye just on some danger and trying to see if any of the Damphir would be out and about. Pilgrim kind of catches up with you, and then you both spot a sign for what you have to assume is a restaurant because it is called Surface and Turf.
Nice.
Surface and turf.
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 Yeah.
Get
It's a
it?
play on surf and turf,
No, I know that.
but this is on the surface.
We're really proud of you for that one.
Because caves.
I thought
Puns
the
are
second I
inherently
understood
good.
it when I thought it was dirt. I was just like, no, you could have went a different direction with that. I got it now.
I like that.
Great.
You could went through
Whichever one you think is
direction.
funniest, that's the one I did.
Let's go in.
Cool.
We found it.
Not surface and turface.
We
I
enter.
did think about that. And I was like, no, that's too much.
Surface and turface. Surface by misery.
Surface and turf. And so, what drew you in the first place is that you could immediately see some of the smoke coming from it, and you can smell that meat is being cooked. And you were like, that seems like a place we should go.
Meat.
No.
Says Pilgrim.
That seems like a place we should go.
Will they have anything I can eat?
And I don't drink.
Go look at the menu, Lorelith. Tell me if you can eat anything.
Describe for me what would be the best meal you could possibly find in a place like this.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure I walk in and I see the menu and there's the fantasy sides at the very bottom of the menu and it says bowl of leaves and I go, okay, I found something.
Bowl of leaves.
You ordered
I was
6
hoping you would be
blueberries.
hopeful and tell me something good, but you just
No.
settled immediately. It's probably
Yeah, because that's what most of my life is, having dietary
Good
restrictions.
point. Good point. Okay. And you actually see what would be a pretty stable and familiar menu in any other town, with other things being more on,
Meat sticks.
fish and burger type place. And you can see that there's a couple of humans that are running this, and it's generally pretty empty as well, which was kind of welcoming for you all. This is not too busy of a place, not a bunch of locals all hanging out and being kind of unwelcoming in their presence.
Being
So
vocal.
you easily get a table to yourselves. A man comes over, looks youngish, like maybe 18 or 19 years old. Hey,
Oh my god.
You're excited.
Because I'm young.
You seem happy to be here.
Never
Young
seen
and hip.
someone his age ever before.
Well, I see you've seen the menu. Get the order anything off of it that you want. Take care of you.
I would love the bowl of leaves, please.
Done.
What's the coolest thing?
Well, it's either the surface or the turface.
Shoot. I'll take the turface.
Right.
I'll have one of your most popular drink.
What?
Okay, I can do that.
Whoa!
What was that?
That's my
I'm-
shoe.
Pilgrim.
What?
I'm Pilgrim.
Are you my dad? What are you
I'm Pilgrim. Put her there.
Oh, very nice.
Put her there, sport.
I mean, would you like just some ale, or did you want some of the bloodroot wine?
What?
Bloodroot wine?
That's
Perhaps
the tree. The
vampire
tree.
drink.
The tree that I saw.
Blood is the blood root.
No,
Yep.
Is this distilled from the tree itself?
Yes.
clearly.
It's very popular here. You said the most popular drink.
I sure did, and I do not want to drink any blood.
It's not real blood.
It's from a
the
tree.
tree. Pilgrim, I told you about the
It's-
tree that I saw
I
last night.
know.
It's a really cool delicacy
I
here.
know the tree.
Pilgrim, be exploratory.
Did you say what your name was?
No.
I'm. What is your name?
I'm Chris.
Hello.
Chris!
No way.
Chris Troutman.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Chris Trout. What's your dad's name, Chris?
Chris. Oh, my dad's name is Steph.
No!
That's bad. But I'm leaning into it.
Tristan. Your dad's name is Tristan.
No.
No, your dad's name is Hank, obviously.
No.
My last name isn't Troutman.
Brother's name is Hank. Oh, okay.
He says definitively.
He says my brother's
And almost prophetically.
No one's there said
I don't think
Troutman.
our party has
No
the
one
right
there
to
said
argue about what his father's name is.
I'm telling you that the drink comes from the tree that I saw last night.
God leans down. His name is Chris. Dad's name is Steph. I did it on purpose.
God.
I will have the blood root wine.
Wonderful.
Chris, thank you.
Yes. My dad would be happy.
Yes, Steph.
If you were still here.
No, no!
Oh no! If only you had me.
Yeah, Dad, they ordered more drinks today. Great work, son.
I'm proud of you. Finally.
Great. It's still a restaurant.
I'm still disappointed.
That's not good
You
enough.
still haven't done good enough.
Can we restart? Can we do that? It's been a long
I
time.
have my order.
Yes. What can I get for you?
I didn't say that though.
Yes.
I would like a bowl of leaves.
We did you, and me, and you. Your turn.
I would like the honey blaze salmon.
Great.
Oh.
The
Oh,
surface.
you just make stuff up. I didn't know that.
It's the
On the
surface.
menu.
It's right there on the
Surface,
menu.
Joey.
I'll have the jar of peas.
I have that right.
And you?
I would like your fillet of cave fish.
No eyes.
And also a burger with cave moss.
Great.
That sounds delicious.
Wow. Those will be right out shortly.
Also a glass of what he's having.
Yeah, yeah,
There's so much. With
Oh, can I have a side of cave fries, please?
We don't have those, sir. Please, serious.
Come on, potatoes growing in the
I'm
house.
sorry.
With cave truffle.
Our cave machine's broken.
Can I have a McCabe? Extra mixed
Is
in.
this based on
No.
is this based on the wig? Because it's underground.
That's
Oh, there we go.
It now is. Now it's on the surface.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Great. As he steps away into the kitchen to go get some stuff started.
Oh my gosh.
Short rest can be had as you all are hanging out and talking. Also, during your break, I made sure y'all had yourselves taken care of. I need to go to the bathroom. So,
Nice.
if
Wow.
y'all want to talk
Okay.
about
guess I'll do
what
some
you chat
yelling
about over the
since
short rest.
That's so great.
How do I like?
Use hit dice.
No. How do I?
Push the campfire.
Okay, that because I've already like clicked a short rest apparently a while ago and it hasn't. So I have to use the campfire now.
I find 500
Okay.
gold under my seat. That's cool. I put it in my pocket. I find 500 more gold under my seat. I add that to my pocket. I find 500 additional gold
That doesn't really help us.
under my seat.
Now, what would help us is I find the big bad boss that's at the end. Of
It's
the whole
Cicero's
game.
dad. We already know that.
Cicero's dad is under my seat.
You
I
feel
kill
the seat
him.
wobble a little bit. Issaros down there.
Cool, now I have 16
You murder him.
points instead
What
of
comes out of his
0.
mouth? It's 500 gold.
Whoa,
I
same.
take that.
Whoa. Twins? Hit points twins.
Weird.
I found
Really
2,000
low hit
gold.
points.
Alright, 2,000 gold falls out of your pocket and through the floor.
Oh,
It's the same crack.
it was all a mirage.
Misery, you die to Cicero's dad, I guess.
No!
Look at the camera.
Come
Easy
it.
come, easy go.
Did y'all talk about anything real?
No.
You're sure
Were we
of that?
supposed
What do you
to?
mean real? I got 2,000 gold. It's very real. It's cool.
What is real is I now have 16 hit points instead of 0.
That's great.
Same.
You had 0?
Yeah, I was
I have
dead.
3.
I was down and never got healed.
The whole time we were like sneaking around
Yeah,
the room, you're
I
like
guess.
dripping blood.
Yeah.
Somebody stabilized you or something.
I was definitely stabilized because I
I thought somebody actually healed you, but it's fine. Great.
I never took any damage, so I'm fine.
Oh, cool. Yeah, just rub that in, bud.
Alright. A bowl of leaves is brought out, as well as 2 different kinds of fish, and your burger, your drink, and whatever the heck you want.
Turfus.
Take
Turkis,
rice.
right. And so, food is brought out, you're able to chill. The drink that is brought out, Julie, you initially recognized the smell of it because the deer that was cooked at Lilith's place that y'all had was cooked in this liquid. So it smells familiar to you. So you've already kind of had this too, all of y'all. You were having it, but anyway, it's like a reddish black, like a very, very dark, almost Merlot and flavored drink, but the color is opaque and you can't really see through it. Yeah.
So I discerned that it would be good distilled into syrup in a latte. What do I roll for that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of taste. I think that you could probably just work that out if you wanted to.
Okay. Just curious.
Noted. Great. Any other conversation or preparations for what you're doing after this? At some point while you're looking around, you can see that there's like wall art almost of like different sketches of machinery. And once you finally make your way looking around to the end of it, you can see that this particular like restaurant, these were the people who figured out how to refine bloodroot into wine.
That's cool. This might be a stretch. Sorry, that sounds more confusing than I
That
meant.
was so mean.
Maybe
I'm
they
so
know
sorry.
about the truth.
That was unnecessary. Do I see anyone that I would recognize from having been at the same service we were at just now?
That's a great idea. Anyone else have anything else they'd like to do?
I'm gonna eat my food.
That's cute. Anyways,
I know we never told her.
Y'all are literally the only patrons there.
we're the only people there.
Yes.
Is it like a weird
Chris, where is everyone?
It's probably not a mealtime.
What time is it?
It's morning, right?
Gosh, I'm trying to remember even.
Yes.
I think it's morning.
It is pretty early
We
in the
did
day.
morning.
Oh.
We went to church.
Yeah. Yeah. This
It's
is like,
crazy
this
that
is a
they're
very-
open.
Like
to
brunch?
church.
It's a very heavy
After
brunch.
church brunch.
Huh.
Y'all are a little early.
I see.
Especially to be drinking
Sorry,
wine.
we just came from hearing a prophecy and it really sent our minds
Butts
sort
off.
of
Oh gosh.
tumble.
That's kind of crazy. What was it about?
I think dragons and another plane coming to our plane. Pretty sad. Prophecies often are.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Tilly takes a big drink.
Where do you fall? Are you a follower of Trenton?
No, which one is that again? I'm sorry. Is that like the cold one or
You
the one that
frankly,
they
you've said enough. Agnostic.
Like, I believe there's a higher power, I just am not sure what it is.
No, I'm just I don't know. Nope.
Are you part of a family? Is that a weird question?
I tried to tell you about my dad, but nobody wanted to hear about.
How do you feel about change?
What's your last name?
Huh?
What's your last name?
And your address?
All right, simmer down.
Are you Chris West, Chris
Simmer down.
East, or Chris South?
You can't be Chris North. Are you Chris Angel?
All of the Norths are dead!
Frankly, if you're a
Unless you're
Northwest,
the
that's a level of
last
competition
remaining one.
we can't handle.
What is actually happening right now?
Open up to us,
It's hard to
Chris.
say.
No, Lorla genuinely asked
She literally wants
What's
to
your
know.
last name?
what your last name is.
Got it. Okay, I'm Chris Lonehelm.
Oh, so you're not a part of any of the families?
Oh no, we just moved here when I was a little kid. But once my family heard of the city developing on the surface,
We just moved here.
we
20 years ago.
He was 18. 10 years ago. Yeah. He's 18 years old. You're talking to like a kid.
He's a child!
10 years ago.
Well, then thank God we're bullying him.
hey, he's
Let
my
him
age.
talk! You moved here 10 years ago.
And we established this restaurant, and we're trying to get settled in.
If you don't mind me asking, why
What's
did
keeping you from settling in? Screaming
Stop!
at party.
Why did you guys move here? What brought you to
Oh, we're doing this?
down here?
So what are you doing?
I don't know. I kind of just became self-aware.
His name is Chris!
if you will.
He wasn't supposed to be a character!
That's the game, Joey.
Anytime you meet someone named Chris, just leave him alone.
Was it like for work?
His dad's name is Steph, for God's sake.
We're the gods here.
Called the town.
We're in the wrong position. We have a Super Bowl hangout this Sunday.
What's your entire backstory that you just...
Stop! I want to know.
We had a restaurant and a brewery in Traverse City, and that city was not doing as well. And so once we heard that some people were getting another city set up somewhere nearby, we decided to move here and get something set up. And then my father found that tree and decided to try to make something from it. And honestly, it's been going pretty well.
Whoa, real stuff. That's what I was gonna say to Lorelith. Ask him about the tree. Real quick, do you play any instruments?
Stop. I have real questions to ask you.
That's a real question. Probably fast.
Maybe actually,
Yeah, it's probably no.
Okay, yeah. No.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
So, I am naturally drawn to nature.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I'm very drawn to nature, and there's not a lot of it down here. And so I was exploring last night. Oh, I'm so tired. And I came across the tree, and yeah, I would love to know more about it.
Yeah.
Because I like to know about nature, naturally.
Well, I have to say, we don't know much about the actual tree itself. But we have a place that we've installed a couple of these little, like, kind of stills or like taps. And we just collect the sap that comes from the tree there. And we ferment that and use that to make this bloodroot wine. Yeah.
What gave you guys the idea to do that?
My father had some experience with using like honey, and then tried some like syrups, and using that as like a sweetening agent in the process. And then there's like the fermentation process in the yeast that kind of feeds on the sugars and the way that becomes the alcohol. Well, this tree seems to kind of function with some of that, and you don't get as much sweetness out of it, but the flavor, they like it here.
Go into your team.
Do you know him? From the mead industry.
You meet at a mead convention?
Cool. That's really cool. Is your dad here?
No longer.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's not. He likes his dad.
True. And I don't.
We know.
We're different.
Your uncle? Is your uncle still around?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I've never met an uncle.
Did you not just say that your dad and your uncle did it together?
No, I did not.
I'm sorry your dad died.
Your weird fish sounds before you said that made it very honest to me.
I didn't say anything. No, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Cool. Had anyone
Cool dead dad, bro.
Pilgrim's like, I tried to move off of this topic so long ago.
I want to know about the tree.
Let's take a quick rest. Flashlight. I'm sorry your dad died.
So anyway, contract law.
You want to introduce yourself to Chris.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, if you're looking for a timeshare in Traverse City, I've got a really good deal for you.
You know when you meet someone, which of your relatives are dead?
So,
Just the closest ones.
no one had done this before. It's just your
Here?
family. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just us.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it's like your own little grassroots kingdom over here.
Oh my God! Stop it.
that's exactly what I would say.
How do people really like it? They really like the drink. Does it have any kind of effect on you? Mind-altering effect?
Yeah, if I have too much of it, I can get sick. Sometimes we're really dizzy.
I feel like it just keeps getting younger.
Drive my tummy hole.
It just keeps getting younger.
My dad, he says if I drink too much, my tummy hurts.
A lot of times when people revert through remember trauma, they just kind
It's realistic.
of yeah.
Read a book.
At what age did your dad die?
Stop.
Okay, never mind. That wasn't right.
I meant like mind-altering, euphoric kind of
Oh
feeling.
gosh, I don't think so. But
Okay.
if you want it to, maybe.
Whatever you want. Interesting way to respond.
I got some girls.
You never know.
Horrible episode.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Sorry about your day.
Bye, Chris. Leave forever.
While we have you, I am curious, in your time here, growing up in Dustforge, what is your read on the families that rule Dustforge?
Well, particularly like the Westcoves. Lilith orders a lot of bloodroot wine, so makes us happy. Business is good.
Oh.
You have the best relationship with Lilith, you would say.
Business-wise, yes. I mean, that's as far as the relationship goes. I say, as a fully fledged adult person without a baby voice.
That's cute.
Oh, all right.
Follow-up question. Do you tend to notice a particular type of crowd purchasing the blood root wine?
She's trying to get you in a racism.
No, I'm not.
All types of people enjoy it.
He whispered it.
Right, but like,
They like it too.
and it
Who's
doesn't
that?
make them barf.
I mean, not more than anyone else.
So he says, does he mean vampires?
Whoa!
Yes, truly.
Goes back to you.
Yeah, they're people too.
Did we?
Are they?
Oh,
They're categorically not.
Julie's like, no, you're wrong. So,
Goes back to her burger.
aside from the game, I know that we experienced having a meal with Lilith, and I cannot remember if it is the same as what we do in the shadows, where if a vampire eats human food or like actual food, they throw up.
She didn't eat.
You
projectile
would have remembered
vomits.
if that happened.
Yeah.
That's not.
No, I couldn't. I feel like I remembered asking, "Can she eat real food?" And I don't remember.
She
what
ate the same
answer
thing
was.
y'all ate, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's why I was like, "Does anything happen?" Cool.
She didn't like go to bed though. So that was the weird thing, right?
She's nocturnal.
Right.
I mean,
Maybe that's why no one's
she's a
here.
vampire, I guess.
There's a bunch of vampires. Cool. That's really cool. Thanks for
Thanks.
sharing.
yep. Thanks for caring.
Aw.
Thanks for letting us care.
Aw.
Was there anything else that you wanted to ask or say?
No, we didn't get much out of that one.
I think that we've carried on this
Can
conversation
I get
much longer
another
than
glass of water, please?
Yes.
Yeah, now that we've used this minor, let's discard him and leave. Well, he's 18, he's fine.
Is it
ER.
ER?
Minor.
As the group is anyone saying anything else before Fred?
Gwen's here.
As the group is leaving, I'll hang back and like.
Did we pay for our food?
Not yet. I was getting there.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You're fine.
Wait for that.
No, you're good.
I want it to be
Bit.
after people walk away.
Yeah,
not
that's
like-
after people are away. You're good.
Okay. But who paid?
We'll get there. Time is weird. It's fine.
Open my little jacket and like it was really cool hearing about what you learned from your dad, and I learned that from my family too. And I thought you might wanna. I just wanted to share one of my samples with you.
Oh, what kind is it? What is it?
It's just a basic honey mead.
Oh, cool.
Bring out my little bee jar.
Oh, that's great. Do you want me to try it now?
Oh, it's up to you.
I'd love to.
Check his ID.
I know. I just want to be like, Gwen, can you
Oh,
drink
there's an
it?
age thing.
It's 12.
Goes around, does a little sip and recorks it.
The tannins.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh. Reminds me of Joker City. This is what we used to make when we, something like this, anyway, back when we lived there. So, just bring back some good memories.
Cool. Glad you like it.
Yeah.
Bees probably would not do so well here, given the lack of plants.
Yeah. I've only got a couple jars of it left that's no good. But he kind of sets one up. If you want to have what we used to make, here's a jar of it. It's just mead.
Oh, I could not take one of your full jars if you put it on out of game. I know that it's because it worked like apple butter, that it has to be sealed to stay good. So if I
Yeah,
oh,
like
which episode now?
once just kind of cracked open this. Yeah.
Okay. I'll say, yeah, I don't want to take a whole remaining jar, but how about this? We will come back for a dinner or something, and you and I can split it, and we will not share it with my friends who would not appreciate it.
Oh, okay, great. Happy to have you back.
You're gonna have dinner with me.
I'm gonna marry.
It's a love story, baby. Just say
Yes.
yes.
4 gold would cover the meal. Whoever would like to cover that.
I found 2,000 gold earlier, so I just
No,
got 4.
it's
Did
4
you
gold.
really?
Yeah, when he left for to TT.
When God left, I found
God
so much
left to
money.
go to the bathroom.
Did you just say when he left to go do TT?
Yes.
So let's split the 4 gold 5 ways. Like a bunch of idiots.
And we're back to episode 1.
Tilly fishes that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, everyone put a gold down.
No.
Okay, come on. 4 gold. Let's get this quick. Let's
Yeah, we did it. We put the gold down, and
Somebody deduct it.
You gotta keep track, bro.
Can I just pay?
I don't think I have any gold. I
Make
have
the group
silver.
figure it out.
You don't have any gold?
We should all have like 100.
You have a bunch.
Oh my gosh, should we? Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 7? I only have 7 gold?
Oh, I have
No
100
shot.
gold.
Oh, I did buy something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I
I'll put
bartered
one
away
down.
my life.
I'll put one down
Yeah.
for Pilgrim sake.
yeah, absolutely no.
Okay, so I'm not paying the whole thing.
I paid one.
I did one.
I did 1.
I'm
Could you
checking.
do one,
I'm
please? Your
checking.
inventory, please.
I do have money.
Checking.
I do have money.
Okay.
It's because I didn't buy those spells from Takasha.
These are
Okay.
96.
I bartered away
Yes.
my
Right, yeah.
services.
I put down a gold.
Cool. That covers it.
What was I supposed to do for him again?
Just a favor later.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just clues. Great. All right, where are we heading?
Back to the East Cove mansion, I think.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say again, Jenga.
Right.
Jenga.
Talk to that nice little goblin again.
Goblin.
Who's
I
name?
cannot remember his voice.
Hey.
It was like,
Yeah.
hey guys!
I feel like he's a
That was a
little
really good guess.
kind of terrifying.
You
Wasn't
kept
it,
saying things like you find 2,000 gold, I think.
Yeah. What?
I'm just laughing.
Oh, okay. You get to.
His name is Fang.
His name's
Yeah, I know his
Fang.
name. I just don't remember his voice. So you get
Make a new
to.
one.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go
You
for it.
had it. It was
Yeah, you get to the door, the little
Yeah.
slider at the base of it, more at your knee level, kind of opens up. Who is it? That's it. Yeah. Perfect.
Either or.
It's either one.
It's what's oh my god, guys, who are we? It's us, the half dozen.
Half dozen. I can only partially remember.
I'm Misery. Chris isn't here.
Misery has a quick identity crisis.
Don't have an aneurysm. Jeez.
Oh god! Who are we?
It's us from earlier.
Julie says, "Hey, Fang, we're back.
Great.
Is Zangan in?"
Zangan is back. Hold on one second. Door shuts. Couple minutes out on the porch. Door slides back open. Alright. Come on in. Door slides open. Almost identically built to the Westcove mansion. You see this kind of receiving room with some overstuffed chairs, and generally, like, you can see a lot of the stained glass portraits of past matriarchs of the family. A couple different places for smaller group settings to sit on side to side. When you do enter in, and you can see this dining room area exactly where the one that you're familiar with the Westcove is, straight on through, kind of the main thing that you see once you enter. You can see a similar sized table, but this one's wooden, is not the stuffed glass of the local caves or anything. And Zangan is sitting in one of the first chairs off to the left. You can see a Durgar stand up, and he's in like a leather vest and a white shirt underneath of that. His hair is not braided or anything. It is kind of just left down at shoulder length. Most of it is a dark gray, very unkempt. And when he kind of hops down, he's about half most of y'all's height. And just kind of slowly steps on forward, looks up towards each of you. Lilith has sent word that you would be here, and he gives a bit of a bow, which is uncharacteristic if you think through some of the family dynamics of what you would expect a leader in the city to do. And after he kind of comes up from it, he does like smile up at you all, and you can see as he smiles that the like canine teeth, what I don't know what they're called, incisors for us maybe, are removed. And so you get kind of the front teeth, a little bit of a gap on either side, and then the rest of the mouth as he smiles. And, well, I've heard of names, but introductions would be good. I am Zangan East Cove, as you know, and am very curious to meet you all and entertain this meeting. Please make yourselves comfortable and let's get to know one another. Steps back, leads you all in. You all can introduce yourselves.
I am Pilgrim. I am very humbled and honored to make your acquaintance. And I do a head bow and then I step back.
I'm Misery Burness. You probably know my family because they're famous, but whatever.
I actually do not know this Furnace.
Really? From Populous?
Mm-mm.
Well, that's cool. That's good. Cool.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. You probably know my band, though. So this place of Beast.
No.
Sometimes known as the Beast of Displacement.
No.
Mm-hmm. That's
Sorry,
cool.
again, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll send you some stuff.
Misery has many interests. I'm Gwen. Really appreciate you welcoming us into your home. and appreciate that welcome.
Of course, yeah.
And also with Fang.
Tuli says, "Hiya, I am Tulipalo Jigasu," and she does the fingertip together thing and bows, and then she comes up, she does like the sign of the quarry to him, and then she says, "It's so nice to meet you."
It's good to meet you too, and he returns the bow.
I'm Loreleth, and this is Strokoff. Gesture to Wolfie.
Mhm.
Do you like dogs?
Was Wolfie down in the room with us earlier?
Yeah.
No, he was.
Huh.
Just sitting, doing nothing.
Just being a good
He
boy.
helped us kill Oozlane.
Yeah. I like to imagine he was bumping into everything like Wiggy does too.
He was
Yeah.
probably just standing there licking.
That's
his
why
leg
Gargoyle
puddle.
woke up, yeah.
Ew.
No, licking the puddle.
Oh, yeah,
not
yeah.
Ooh,
Drinking demon.
You can see there was a moment of fear when he looked down at Strokoff, but in looking over at you and seeing how, like, just normal behavior the wolf is, like, he, yes, this is fine.
I kind of like nod over to him, to Strokoff, to be like, match him or something.
Oh, he looks even more kind of uncomfortable with it, but then eventually gets like a little pet.
He's very nice.
All right.
Unless you're a demon.
And then once y'all are seated, can I get you all anything? You maybe drink? Are you hungry?
Surface?
We just came from. We took a
Okay.
short rest.
Oh, great, yeah.
At Surface and Turface.
Oh, good.
And met Chris Longbottom. What's his
No,
name?
Lone Star.
Helm.
Lone Helm.
Lone Star State, Texas boy. Great guy.
Chris Lone Star State, Texas boy was real.
Well, hold on. If there's nothing I need to provide, let's get into it. I'm curious first. What is it that you are wanting to talk about, and how can I orient you to this city of ours?
I'm too immature to answer this question.
I was just thinking this
Out
was gonna
loud.
say something, and one of us is gonna have to be like, please let him know.
It's like that echoes through the way home.
We have been staying at the home of Lilith Westcove.
Mm-hmm.
We hearken from Populous.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been there before?
He's never heard of it, bro.
I've forgotten. We left the West Cove estate in rather somber disposition. We were all almost killed by assassins the other night.
Last night.
Last night.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Here at the West Coves last night.
Yes. Yes. They were familiar to our compatriot Tuli.
They were bots.
Are you familiar?
I've heard some things about the presence of a trainer with the South Cove family under that name.
Trainer.
Yes, someone to maintain and even increase the skill of martial training of her family, guards, etc. That she would.
Lilith
some-
mentioned that.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know
Wolfie
anything?
purrs now.
Do you know anything of Yorklols?
Yak lols.
Yorklols?
Omega lols.
In what way are you asking?
Well, we did discover through a series of unfortunate events that the priestess that was leading the ceremony we all came from at the Temple of the Chain, that...
You all were there too.
Yes.
Okay.
What a prophecy. Who? Baby.
I'm very curious to hear you all's interpretation and take.
Yes. The priestess we had an unfortunate...
Farlane.
We thought so. Turns out it was a Yokrol that attacked us and is no more.
Is that a kind of demon?
Yes.
Sure seemed that way. Let me tell you.
How long has it been since I mind linked with Pilgrim last?
I don't think it's been an hour.
Short rest is an hour.
Short rest is an hour. It's been an hour. Sorry. Nice try.
No stopping this train.
I'm gonna say words.
Yeah. Yes. I must say, our journey to learn more about the families that rule Dustforge has become increasingly violent in a way that it seems like is out of our control. And so we hope to find some respite here. And you seem like a reasonable individual.
With the odd broken smile of missing teeth. Welcome to Dustforge.
Indeed. Seems that way.
We almost died.
Yes.
Welcome to Dustforge.
So we did have originally questions simply about you, your family, your relationship with the West Coves and the South Coves. I'm afraid now the question on all of our minds is who is Farlane? Who was Farlane?
That is a very good question, for sure. The open knowledge and awareness of who Farlane was began 2 years ago when she took a station to be the priestess of the Temple of the Chain. Before that, and she was just staying with her family as we tend to do now, and the safe protection and just withholding. I'm sure that the South Coves have some fear of an attack on them, and honestly, seeing Farlane step out and be a part of the public sphere was a comforting thing to me and Lilith, as almost an exposed vulnerability that the South Cove family would have the oldest daughter of the family be an active part of the public.
But was it a comfort characteristic of her? Did you find it unusual that she would have taken this role?
Only as far as that it exposed what I believed to be a family member to not be within the stronghold of the family itself. That oh gosh, why can't I remember her name? Farlane's mom. Garmina, thank you. That Garmina would. You're right. That Garmina would allow her daughter to be so out and exposed into the world. Seemingly to me at the time that was a great gesture of trust and openness as we have been exploring this surface piece.
Do you think that Carmina knew that Farlane was the yokel?
That is also a great question. I'm struggling to figure out what that would entail to also be true. Whatever Garmina is thinking is always hard to kind of discern into, but I will need some time to really get some more information on the family and the church.
So are you not, when you say that, as though you're not a member of the church?
No. I find it best to well understand all aspects of leadership within our city And as they are one, I want to make sure I understand who I'm working with.
So that's why you read the prophecy today.
Absolutely.
Do you do anything with the cloth?
The hand or the cloth? Which one?
Are they? Oh, both
They're
of those
separate.
are things.
Yeah, and chain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I just asked about the chain.
Oh, yeah.
So do you also visit the Temple of the Hand and the Temple of the Chain? Nope.
The hand is just
The hand.
Jacques,
Government.
who represents kind of just the non-religious, non-family, neutral civilians. So, for y'all's understanding too, like, if Chris Lonehelm wanted some form of representation and communication in a government like this, he would go to Jacques, and Jacques would be, like, responsible to represent Chris in any type of, like, conversations within the sexton. And so this kind of exists as this covers anyone who doesn't fall within the government of a family or a church.
And Jacques is the guy from the Green Ember.
The Emerald Hood.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So the arbiters are like the police officers, and like the sexton is like the Congress or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I do meet and discuss things with Jacques when able, but to represent such a diverse body is not as unified as the will of something like a family or a church would be, so that even that, Jacques and I have come to understand that fully understanding everything that hand covers is pretty challenging. However, the sister is a much smaller kind of unity or body. In fact, there's only one remaining sister of the initial group that came here as worshippers of Anivia, and so her worship here is actually kind of... Yes. What did I say? Sorry.
You just said sister over and over
Yes,
again,
exactly.
so I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, which is how he's talking about it.
Okay.
But there's one remaining sister of the Church of Anivia here, and even then, like, that body and worship is very scattered and loosely held. It is not as much of a prominent body as the Temple of the Chain is.
What do you think, and I'm spitballing this to the group here too, what would be the potential possibility and maybe benefit of, is there any way we can like sneak into the South Cove estate, like find out what happened with Farlane? Is there any kind of event coming up where it'll be less guarded, or like the families meet together or something, just to give us an opportunity? I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
That would be a breach on many different levels, and just knowing that you are associated with the Westcoves in the first place, you could break out a war amongst the city.
So soft, maybe.
No.
Okay, we'll take a hit at it. Yeah.
Frankly, Zankin, I would say it's strong wordage to say. I mean, associated is already feels stronger than I am comfortable with. We did come along with an envoy from Populus that was allowed to stay at the West Coast. It was there that everyone in the West Coast household was attacked by these assassins. Lilith believes that they were sent by the South Coves. Frankly, I am still interested in just learning what the dynamics of this town are. If you, as an individual who has led this city and seen the interactions between families, does it even seem within reason that one family would send assassins after another? Do you think these were hired by an outside source? Frankly, the fact that we stayed in a room under the roof of Lilith does not mean she means well, necessarily. So we're simply learning what we can about the dynamics here. So I hope you will forgive Tuli's haste to learn more about the family. We simply seek to know as much as we can about these various ruling houses.
Remember that for our own circumstances, Farlane Farlane, Gofal Farlane told Orlip and I to just didn't see if someone was in alliance, so...
They didn't
Well,
know that
we-
though, because a fight broke out before.
Oh, did we not tell them that?
I was way too
No,
busy
We are
praying in the
telling
back.
you now.
So what do you say at the table now?
Just that while Zangan clearly knows much more of the... Zangan clearly knows much more of the town's dynamics, but Farlane or whomever that was did tell Orlip that I just simply didn't see where someone was in alliance, and so as far as the town is concerned, we're Team Lilith.
But Zangan, we can assure you that I think where Tuli's motivation is coming from is from the same motivation that Gwen and I approached who we thought was Farlane, which was to try to understand better by hearing out someone from each of the families. However, it seems like the door that we had to talking to someone in the family was closed and turned into a puddle of ooze. So.
Also, most of us hate Traya. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Treya sucks.
We must admit that our staying again with the Westcoves has surely in the minds of people of Dustforge put us irrevocably in their corner. But if there are three things that we do excel at, it is persistence, curiosity, and ignorance. So, with that being
Got
said,
that right.
we never intentionally aligned ourselves with this family, while it was the first roof we stayed under.
Tuli's gonna say,
I want to kill some South Coast though.
Tuli's gonna say, she's gonna say, yeah, maybe, no offense, meant by my earlier comments, how I, am fully submitting to the will of our group at this time. However, alliance with the Bods, there's some personal history there with me, and also allegiance with the Temple of the Chain and worship of Drenton. That's 2 strikes in my book against the South Coves. I would agree that I have no particular allegiance to the West Coves. However, just throwing that out there.
Would you say that they're bod people?
They're those bad bots. For the record.
I greatly appreciate that I can tell how forthright you're being in coming here, and that is helpful in trying to plan and anticipate how the realities of the pieces that you were bringing forward will play out. If the South Coves were behind some type of attack against the West Coves, this is a very serious accusation that will have to be investigated, and if found to be true, will destabilize the South Coves within this city. It's a major shakeup to the way that things have proceeded. Depending on how that goes, and he's choosing his words very slowly and intentionally, proximity to the West Coast in the short time that you have been here could be seen as Gwendolyn has stated, as your position in however the politics handle what happens. And are you interrupting her?
Not interrupting.
No, I wanted to finish, but then I want to say something.
Interrupting cow.
And
Not the time.
as the Dustforge government currently sits, all representative parties equally rule Dustforge, and to have personal vendettas against 2 of the 6 of the city is a challenge for me as a representative of the city to hear. As we have an equal leading parts of the city, I'm a part of that. You speak against the city, you speak against me. And roll an insight check.
Okay.
Can I say?
Don't you do
can I
that?
say my
Just
thing
Julie.
now? Okay.
I do that.
He said it, doo-doo.
What was that?
17.
Okay. You can see, as he says that line of, when you speak against two of the pillars of the city, and therefore you speak against me, you can see that the look in his eye as he says this is not defensive, and it's not even really heavily guarded either. And the eye contact he makes with you is almost kind of welcoming. Not like welcoming the behavior or the way that you're talking about it, but it's really mixed. Like the words that he's saying, but the emotion that you kind of take in as you're looking at him, trying to read him, it just makes you stop and just really rethink what he's saying.
Prolonged that contact?
Very prolonged.
Okay, can I say my thing now?
No, I'm almost done. So you get that as he's talking through it.
Until he goes. She's so very subtle.
You looked so much like Moose, it was insane.
I get a moose expression.
Having explained that, I'm very curious. Why do you care?
Before I answer that question, I just want to clarify that, or I just want to say to our group, not so much directed at you.
Sidebar.
Sidebar. You're here. Lilith has obviously been a part of this town for a very long time. You mentioned starting an investigation based on the accusation that was made. That is not a light matter to partake in. I know that we can't unsay any of the things that have been said. And I think as far as it goes in accusing people for calling assassins and things like that, that was not an accusation that we made. And so therefore, I don't think that it is our place to act upon it. I know you can't unhear what has been said, but I would greatly appreciate it if no action were made on your part unless Lilith came forward to you and felt that serious about the matter, because we don't know about the politics of this town. And you're right, it is a very big deal, and we just got here.
Lilith has already informed me of the attack. I was not aware that a group such as yourselves was involved in it, and so when you shared that forward as well, that was news to me.
Okay.
And I will say, as to why we care, there are, I assume they've been moved now, but corpses in our rooms of individuals that tried to murder
I was
us.
stabbed in the chest.
Yes, we were assaulted, so it did become quite a personal matter too. And to that point, I wonder, again, unaware, ignorant, some would say, as to the nature of your personal relationship with the Westcoves, but were you to see the faces of our attackers, is there any chance that you would recognize faces, that you would make connections? Would that be a helpful step?
If they are these bods that you had mentioned, then I would not know a bod from a bod, but...
You wouldn't recognize their bods?
No.
The bod bots.
However, if...
When I make the joke, it's not funny, but when Joey makes the joke, I don't surprise
That's because I'm a boy.
Yeah, it's a gender thing, don't worry about it.
However,
I laugh.
if they were members of a family or a church here, I very likely would be able to recognize some association there. In fact, I pride myself on being able to do that well, and that is why I'm so involved. I am not asking why you care personally, though I understand that level. Why seek out a South Cove? Why seek me out? Why get deeper into this so quickly?
I'm gonna say what I said about my job yesterday. We're the correct amount of energy.
Julie, do you mind if you and I have a sidebar outside of this room?
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Listen.
Each of us.
Oh. Okay. You go.
This is my normal bar with the guy that assesses questions.
Front bar.
I'm ordering off the main menu right now.
Yeah. Each of us, in our own way, comes from rather a chaotic past, and we all share in common a desire to create some order and make something better now than what we came from. And it is clear that this is a fascinating city, a complicated city, but a city that in many ways is hurting. And a piece of that city tried to murder us last night. So we care because we scare because we care. Ooga boo. No. We did just come from the city of Populous, having saved many a life from a terrible beast there, and I think it was that rallying event that showed us that despite our disparate and very complicated pasts, we do have a united ability that when we come together we can do some good in the world, and it seems the Dust Forge is another opportunity to unleash that force for good, as it were.
I think I would say when Pilgrim started talking, I would say like, hand. That's what he said.
Yeah. And then everyone salutes. National anthem.
Huzzah!
I'll go na.
Now can we go out there?
Can we like go to the end of the table where they can't hear us or something? Like
Sure.
in the corner of the room? Okay. So we can still...
Yeah.
Just mind link with each
But it's
other.
like one of those rotunda rooms where the whisper carries all the way around and everyone hears it.
This is like
Listen. I don't want to air your dirty fantasy laundry. You know?
Right.
And I know it was a big deal for you to share with us that you were from reporting. Obviously, you have more skin in this game about care when he asks, why do you care so much? Because you don't want to see people get hurt or have the same experience you did. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea for you to share that now if you're comfortable with it. I'm not going to share it for you. And if you decide not to share it, that's your own thing, and I'll shut up. But
Okay, I'll share it.
Okie doke.
Is there anything else you wanted to say?
that was it.
Okay, I'll share.
You're like, also, I feel so close to you right now.
Yeah. Also, can I just say, I'm glad we had this time. In the corner of the room. It was great.
Yeah. Coming up is fantasy.
Julie
and I
goes in for the hug, and I don't know how do you react. Okay.
But Wolfie comes up behind me and like kind of nudges you, snuggles you a little bit
It's a
in
Wolfie.
return. Yeah.
As y'all are breaking off that side conversation, he's responding to Pilgrim, and he picked up on a line that you had said, which was that we come from a pretty chaotic, mixed past, and are coming together and trying to make a greater good. And so, he responds to that directly. I did all of that just to kind of we branched off a bit from it, so I wanted to make sure that we were still back on the same thread. He's back into this very selective speaking mode. But the longer he speaks, I know, Pilgrim, you're also extremely insightful, and so I'll give this to you as well. As he's now into this section of it, you can tell that there's kind of a personal side to him and a very positional, political side as well. And so, in responding to what you said, all that context, sometimes we can focus too much on our own personal vendettas, seeking vengeance that a greater future cannot be achieved. A word of warning.
Spoken like a South Cove. I didn't say that.
Okay.
Does that seem well-meaning, or does it sound like a threat?
No, it's definitely not a threat. He seems to be speaking out of his own, that is a personal position that he is taking as well.
Sorry for a step away from the table.
Fully turns to Thule.
Thule says, so you asked, like, why we care, and I 100% endorse everything that my friend said. I was definitely listening. But,
Thank you.
but another piece to this of, I think when in judging how to separate out personal versus political, it's helpful to know exactly what I mean by personal. And then Thule elaborates on her family history, how the experience of being in a Pori with Drenton, and I can roleplay this if you want, but it's just a lot to say. But
Okay.
Okay, I'll try and roleplay.
Yeah.
I messed up with the parades before, and so okay, I'll say that I come from a Pori where, as you may know, the worship of Drenton is very prolific. I've seen horrible things. I won't even tell you about the parades. They were pretty bad.
We have banned them here across the whole new surface, yes.
So you know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Children sacrifices, parades, etc., etc.
Strike 2.
Right. And so my family has been caught up in all of that business since I was a child, and I have since been separated from my family. That's the worship of Drenton. I don't need to tell you how terrible they are. They are repugnant to me and my personal core values as a person. And and so that's enough for me. But also, the Salcos have brought in the Bod family, which are a part of the Academy of Apori. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
I'm not.
Well, it's a very powerful institution that specializes in meddling, I would say, and murder, but mostly meddling. Actually, no, there's a lot of murder. I take that back. I'm trying to be completely candid with you, Megan. There's a lot of murder, too. Specifically, they murdered one of my main mentor, and Thule gets like a little choked up here. Well, no, they didn't. Okay. That's not what happens.
This is the part of the story where it gets a little bit sad.
Specifically, they tried to murder and frame my mentor. I was forced to flee. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what happened to my family. But as far as I know, they could very well be dead. And this is all because of the Academy, and specifically their stooges, the Bod family, which the South Coves have apparently aligned with. One other factor you may need to know, speaking politically, the Academy is also very well known for, like I said, meddling, and that involves embedding themselves in institutions outside of Apori. For example, the Temple of the Chain. For example, Farlane, as a yokel. I firmly believe she was one of their agents. That's up to to decide. But anyway, so it seems as though, in my estimation, the personal has crossed into the political because of the Academy, and that's on them. So it is very personal, but they are trying to destabilize your politics clearly by infiltrating the Temple of the Chain. So they are already threatening the pillars themselves.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Man, it's even destabilizing me.
Sorry.
No, you're good. That's fine. Thank you for sharing all of that and why you were here. And so then you all are joining Thule in her efforts here and what she is pursuing or learning. And you are following that thread then here?
We've become very close over the past... since we've known each other.
Thule's eyes.
Oh my god.
She got blades in.
And so, we want to help Julie come to peace with this the same way that we know she would do the same for us.
I see. Well, then...
Thule goes...
I find a broom somewhere and I pick it up and go, there. be cry.
Julie was like this in a very uncharismatic fashion.
And okay, don't be cry.
Okay.
Do you all then still intend to stay at the Westcove estate?
If there's somewhere that we could stay that is not non-partisan, I
And?
think we would all prefer
Long
that.
home.
Jacques' house?
Go back to Chris, check out what
How
he's
would Lilith take your departure?
I'm sure not well.
But
We're
also,
almost killed there.
I was gonna say, also, maybe she would be understanding if we brought up the fact that the last time we tried to sleep there, we couldn't because we almost died.
Also that this is like in service of figuring out what happened.
Yeah.
Like positioning ourselves to
I think
find
we
the
could.
greater good. Of
I think we can massage the words well enough to
Okay.
to make her understand.
Oh.
Well then, I would
We're a
encourage...
very charismatic bunch.
Well,
Not her.
No, none of you
Really,
are.
just me.
Just by the blessing of Joffrey.
Mhm.
Then I would encourage you to remain as neutral politically as you can. Of course, pursue whatever personal endeavors you have here for the city, but if at any point that gets anywhere close to the politics before you get to speak with me or Lilith or Jacques or anyone outside of the accusation that is being made, well, then await further instruction, I guess. But we will see how far that goes. He seems surprised at where his sentence ended.
Do you have any suggestions on where we could stay? Is there like an inn or something?
There are inns and places to stay. Before you make plans for that, talk with Lilith.
Oh, Treya also. She's not gonna like that.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be watching her.
Trey is kind of important. I was gonna mention that, but I was like, I don't really care about Trey.
She is paying us.
Cut to Trey in her room, just sitting there.
I thought Freya left. Like actually left.
I thought Trey died. Didn't we like
Kill
Yeah.
her?
She died.
Trey got tangled in her own bed sheet. She's dead.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah, we gotta talk
We'll
to
do
some
that.
people.
I was curious, as newcomers and also as people who listened to the prophecy before I bias you with any of my interpretations. I'm very curious as to what your take on what you heard was.
Sounds not good.
Tuli wheels out her big corkboard with all the red threads.
So the dragons!
It's all about the dragons.
She made a meme.
It does
Fantasy man.
seem like we need to get more comfortable with the sight of dragons in the sky, if this prophecy is to be believed.
Perhaps.
I think I theorize that knowing Emporia like I do, I think they would prefer. There's always been a ton of resentment inherent in the lives of people in Emporia against Felissa, against being seen as lesser. And so my interpretation of this prophecy is that, and based on certain other things, that they are trying to unite the planes and bring Apuri to Combus in an infiltrating kind of way. Just a theory.
Just asking questions.
Yeah, just brainstorm. Just shooting something.
Shooting the what?
Shoot the fantasy shit.
The what?
The
Oh, okay.
fantasy shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Fanta shit.
Huh?
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was making a joke about
Okay.
QAnon.
Oh, okay.
What?
Just asking questions. Anyways,
I see.
What do you think about
What do you know?
One part did stick out to me where it seemed as if a devout follower of Drenton would have to be raised from the dead to kick off this prophecy. There was that line about the faithful eyes will awaken or turn or something.
Eyes.
Decker?
He can't see.
He can. Did we not mention that?
Oh, he could see us.
What?
What?
He did take his bandages off and he could see us just fine.
Let me get the quote right, actually. When moonlight illuminates eyes of the greatest of faith, fallen graves will serve no longer. And so that's the part that he held on to and spoke up again.
Yes, newsflash, he can see.
Well, then what? Why did he?
He saw me.
We're right.
Oh, that's right. Y'all never updated on what happened, don't they?
No, we did. We
But he
kind of
said
did.
we didn't do
just
that
left
part.
that out.
That part was the stuff.
But why? So why is he wearing the bandages?
He was burned
He was burned
around his eyes.
around his eyes. He's still healing, but his sight has not been lost despite his wounds.
His eyes looked pretty intense. Did I notice anything about his eyes? It's too late to.
So, what are you
Like
thinking?
anything magical?
Just eyes,
Like
blue
I-
eyes, just deep blue eyes,
Just
just beautiful, deep
Does he seem
sapphires.
single? Not single. There was
Just the kind of eyes you
in
get lost in.
the session before. There was like a fiery red light coming from his eyes. I thought,
Mm-hmm.
like through the bandages.
Okay.
And I don't know if we saw that again.
Mm-hmm.
And if so, was it magical or like?
Okay. Yeah, no, when the bandages were removed, everything seemed mundane.
Just eyes.
Mhm.
But seeing.
Let's see him.
Just your run-of-the-mill, beautiful sapphire eyes you get lost in.
Yeah.
But so you're saying they have to be raised from the dead?
That's what I thought that section was referring to.
Well, he's not dead, so it can't be him.
I mean, maybe it already happened.
Was
Maybe we
he
gotta kill
dead before? That would be
Right.
crazy.
I'd never heard that he had died.
So
Maybe I saw him. I was just tripped up by the eyes part.
yeah.
Isn't a vampire dead?
Mm.
Oh, but you will.
Moonlight. You said a good thing and then you ruined it.
With the vagina?
Yeah.
Dang.
I thought that's the
Graves,
best part.
moonlight.
Vagina.
That's a good point.
That's a good
Moonlight. They're
Twilight.
awake
They don't
at
like the sun.
nighttime. They don't like the sun.
We're crack investigators.
So did you, as a general sense, did you think it was like a good prophecy or?
What's the vibe?
Also sound bad
Dragons?
to you, or
It seems to point to
not chill, right?
some pending some pending spiritual war of gods here again.
Know about that.
Actually, it's kind of odd that a presence of Anivia even exists here in a city built by people who worship Drenton. This city is a kind of cross between two camps. And that has always been kind of a peculiar thing about us on the surface here. Things, and again, I'm sorry, things have been peaceful, but there have been no issues between the cloth and the chain. But this prophecy does kind of speak in a way where that. I think you were suggesting that if the powers of Apori were here, or whatever it would mean for Drenton to return, that would not spell well for those who would follow Anivia or Valessa. And I'm curious to how that would play out. Do you all have affiliations with gods?
I serve Numero.
Numero. Interesting. Okay.
I lost my entire family in the last war between the gods and, in turn, the dragons and people. So, I'm not a huge fan.
How old are you?
$800.
Somewhere between 3 and 4.
No,
I thought I was 800 too.
it's 800.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I might
because
have to
I was 400 when I was 300. No, I was 300 when the thing happened. Yes, because elves come to adulthood at 400, and that's when they normally are given their names and everything.
Mhm.
And then it has been another 400 years later.
Got it. Okay. I think I need to update the timeline, but we're fine. I mean,
Okay.
it's fine. That's what I was checking. Okay. That is amazing and also astounding. What a amazing opportunity to meet you and talk with you. It's actually an honor. And you are a Kalishtar, then?
I am, yes. Have you met Kalistars before?
I have heard of Kalishtar from here, but I would assume you are not from here.
I'm not from here. I originate from the Carissa clan.
Fascinating. Okay.
Yes. One of my clan has been here before, and is perhaps still here.
Okay. Who is this?
Does the name Remy mean anything to you? Roll for insight. What's he thinking?
I'll roll your insight.
You better add 8 to that, sucker.
That's good. Yeah, you're very, very, very confident when he says he's never met her.
Nope, you were right. I was wrong.
Okay,
Can I rewind that conversation?
sure.
I'm 350 years old.
It is an honor to meet you. That is cool.
Great. They all died when I was 90. You were right.
Cool.
Look at that.
Cool.
I was wrong too.
Just like normal life.
Okay. Numero, pretty. I imagine you're pretty.
Thank you.
For those that I know to be responsible for the death of my family, I find that hard to let go of. Others?
I mean, my dad has a thing that he worships, but I don't like it. So I don't take that.
Okay. Enough said.
I mean, I'm a tiefling, so you know where that came from.
He's asking if any of you have religious beliefs, specific gods that you follow.
Orban.
What?
What?
Yeah?
Is that a god you follow?
Yeah, Gwen didn't really say that, but it is, yeah.
Oh. I don't know that we
Who is going? Who's actually
Everyone
thinking?
else shared.
It's between you and Julie now.
So he goes, well, Dren can bite me. Valessa was a little complicated because she did kind of throw my people in hell. So honestly, she can also bite me. Anivia brought me back from the dead, so, and I have a ring, so I guess loosely affiliated with Anivia.
Oh. Have you...
What a way to come to conclusions. She raised me back from the dead, so I guess that's the one that I like.
Have you spoken with Lorette?
No, we've had a busy couple days. We've had a busy 24 hours.
Yeah.
I've not yet had a chance. Lorette? You said?
Lorette.
Lorette?
Lavrette. It's not the first time you've heard her name. She's the head of the cloth here. And easy to intuit that when you talked about the sister, like, if it would be her. Like, she's the remaining living leader of the church here of Anivia, the cloth.
Sounds like we should talk to her anyway about everything that's going on.
If you were going to explore all of your curiosities here and cover all of your bases, I would suggest it. And you?
That was the only question, right? It was just
Mhm.
work over. Yeah, my family and I follow,
Orban.
not Orban.
Mm-hmm. You might say it Orban with your accent, it's fine.
Say
Orban.
My family and I follow, Orphan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
A very untelling god to follow, given that he was married to Valessa, but then turned on her and sided with Drenton.
Wait, that's not written in here. That's not my backstory.
That's his backstory as a god, yeah.
We have Orban, god of werepeople. That's the notes you gave me.
That is also true.
Shit.
Yeah. And I would say maybe you don't particularly know that to it. This is news to you.
Wait, can you say that one more time?
Yeah. He said it's an interesting god to worship given that like the allegiance is fluid. And so he said that Orban was married to Valessa, but sided with Drenton in the war and fought against her.
So it's...
Yeah.
Oh. I did not know this. Do you know when this... Do we know when that'll be a long time.
Yeah, that was 300 or so years ago.
When my family died?
Yeah.
I think we actually did learn this.
I feel like I knew Orban and Valessa were married, but I don't.
Mhm.
I didn't have that in like the only place I have Orban, I have Fabric.
Yeah.
But I did not know that. I am fairly new to like from a very rural area, so perhaps that news did not travel. We mentioned coming from Populous. I've just been there a few months before kind of getting in the thick of all this.
Oh, of course, of course. So,
Fascinating.
okay. Well, if your ties to him had more to do with his patron people, then that makes sense as well. Cool.
I met Valessa once. I went in the telescope.
Are you saying this to me?
Okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed.
It was a very old great
All
voice
right,
too, and I'm
all
trying
right,
to sort it out. Yeah.
This is a Rachel note, but Pilgrim, when you used the telescope, you heard people talking in Draconic, and you heard them talking about how Drenton twisted the mind of Orban, the husband of Valessa.
Cool. Good catch. Catch of the month.
Did you actually say I talked or met Valessa in the telescope? Did you say that?
Yeah. Because I'm uncomfortable. I just kind of inserted myself.
Yeah. Well, that is a bold claim. And one we'll have to explore next episode. Yeah.
Is that where we're just
Yeah, and
ending?
I guess it's a really cold hard cut.
Stop.
Yeah.